Oh yeah. Okay, we're going to talk about the girl has no name now.
Okay, so anything, this is all of us, from CEO to shovel to slut, this is who we are, okay? Seriously. Yes,
The girl has no name.
Endorsed by both of us, that's all you need to know, so go ahead and get yours, in any color, I think, customize it, but yes.
Thank you.
As a child, they called me my father's daughter. As a teenage girl, my brother's sister. When I married, I was called someone's wife. Then motherhood came, and Mama became my name, my life. But through every season, through sunshine and flame, there was one name I carried. A name that wasn't my name. I carried it like an unwanted tattoo, burning into my skin, etching itself through, followed by whispers, mocking snakes in the sun. Yes, there was one name. One name. Whenever I spoke boldly, they used it like a spear. Whenever I refused oppression, they pulled it near. Whenever I chose myself, refused to shrink, refused their game, they hurled it at me with bitter aim. Whenever I stood my ground against a boy who crossed a line, whenever I fought back, they screamed that name like a sign. Whenever I refused a man's advances, because no is a complete sentence, they slung that word at me like dust on their feet. Whenever I dressed to feel like me, to shine, to stand, to glow, whenever I claimed my own body, they spat that word at me. The whispers were everywhere, bold on some days, implied in others, in marketplaces, in schools, in churches, even in homes meant to hold daughters as lovers, not fighters of shame. That name clung to me like a shadow without mercy, without pause, without end. But the worst part, it wasn't even the word, but the way their eyes spelt it when their lips stayed blurred. What is this name? A name thrown at women, even little girls as young as 10. Let me tell you. A word made by weak men to break women, to silence women, to control women. A word reducing us to what lies between our thighs. A cheap tool used to crown themselves kings in their own eyes. But as I grew older, I finally saw clear. This word had nothing to do with me and everything to do with their fear. Because a woman who speaks, who stands tall, who burns bright, makes small men tremble, makes weak men whisper, makes insecure men invent stories to feel taller at night. So they crafted a name, but that name is not mine. It was never meant for me, nor any woman of spine. A girl has no name when the world insists on choosing it for her, choosing what makes her easier to control, to cover, to blur, to dominate. A girl has no name when people name her not to describe who she is, but to cage who she's allowed to be. A girl has no name when her identity is decided by the mouths of those who fear her strength. Because we refused silence, we refused shrinking, we refused disrespect. We refused carrying the weight of men who have carried nothing except entitlement. Because we refused to crawl, they started to beat the drum. When I became a wife, my name shifted again. Madam, Mrs. this, Mrs. that. The whispers cooled. I had been rescued, it seemed, because I had been chosen by their kind. Now my life, according to them, had meaning, purpose, direction. Now I must comport. Now I must conform. Now I must speak softly, shrink, be seen, not heard. What is my name? The girl has no name. 2 decades on, the ring slipped off, the missus dissolved. I chose myself, slowly, shakily, but I evolved. And instantly, the whispers returned. How dare I? I refuse to acknowledge them. The voices, the whispers, the lies. I refused to bend. I rejected every name the world tried to force on me, every name God never ordained for me. I chose my own name. Blessed, virtuous, survivor, conqueror, victorious, trailblazer, game changer. I know exactly who I am. Because a girl has no name until she names herself.